Hello, everybody. Nana does. How's everybody doing today? Everybody's doing good? It's Friday, start of the weekend. Be safe. If you drink, don't drive, do the watermelon crawl. Just saying. So here is today's shirt. Butterflies are free. So I've had a few comments on my stuff from MAGA, I suppose, saying, "Oh, Granny, you need to go to the home. Shady Acres and all the rest of it." Well, guess what? I was at the home today. Yeah, I was at the home. I went and I did a comedy show for the residents at the home. Oh my God, we had so much fun. It was awesome. So, hey MAGA, Nana's already been to the home, so we could drop that one, can't we? Because old does not denote dead. We are not getting old, we are old, and you know what? With age comes wisdom. And we can sit back and tell all you MAGAs, because you're all having buyer's remorse, we could sit back and say, hate to say I told you so, but told you so. That's right. We've been around the block. We've seen a thing or two. We've dealt with a thing or two. When somebody shows you who they are the first time, I think you need to take a picture and carry it in your wallet and believe that's who they are. So anyway, we have the confirmation hearings this week. Oh, Jesus, there's more. But yeah, Hegseth there, Secretary of Defense, SecDef. He was asked a question: if given an illegal order from the President of the United States, would you follow through on it? And he said, if. Oh, don't answer in hypotheticals. Can't answer a hypothetical question. You morally bankrupt bag of garbage. And then we had Pam Bondi going for the Attorney General of the United States, and they asked her, if the president asks you to go after somebody and prosecute them, would you do it? Oh, that's a hypothetical situation. He's never asked me that. Well, that's not the point, and that's not the question we were asking. Would you? Oh, no, that's hypothetical. I can't answer that. She's an election denier. Now, they tried about 15 different ways to say, was Joe Biden the elected president of the 2020 election? Oh, Joe Biden's the president. No, that's not what we asked you. Was he fairly elected? Well, yeah, he's president of the United States. You think she would say that? No, she's election denier. She's the one that went on the Hill for his impeachment hearing. That's how they cozied up. Well, long before that as well. And then there's Tulsi Gabbard, who's going for the Director of National Intelligence. Is that not the biggest crock of shit you've ever heard in your life? They pretty much asked her different things about what her job entails, and she just seemed to think that, I don't know what my job entails. I'll just see what happens when I get there. Because she's got no intelligence experience, only stuff that's come through pertaining to the unit she was with, that was it. She has little to no experience in intelligence. Zero zilch. Well, maybe this much. Yeah, I'll find out when I get there. And then Kristi Noem. Kristi Noem's going to be, oh Lord, in charge of Homeland Security, the border and whatnot. Oh, sweet Jesus. She doesn't seem to be worried at all that Tom Homan, who isn't in an elected position, will have a direct line to the United States of America's president and can totally bypass. Oh, it's okay. He's got a direct line to the president. He can handle that. She's going to be kind of his boss, but it's not an official position. But because he worked as director of ICE, that makes him official now? No. And one thing about every single one of these people that have been up in front of them and have been asked questions, they have asked them, if the president says to do this, would you do it? Well, that's hypothetical. I can't answer that because you know what? When they were nominated, they were all given a script. When they ask this, you say that. When they ask that, you say this. That's why every single one say, oh, that's hypothetical. That's the word of the week. Hypothetical. Everything's hypothetical. Until it's not. Until there's people's lives in danger. It's not hypothetical. And that mango moose knuckle won't mind putting people's lives in danger. Here's a little hint about how Homan and Kristi Noem are going to deal with border stuff. And mass deportation under Trump at the southwest border, 1,995 minors were separated from 1,940 adults between April 19th and May 31st, 2018. That's just 6 weeks. Trump doubled down on this with Stephen Miller, Voldemort, with a zero-tolerance policy, and saw border crossings became the fifth largest ever. Trump says the Democrats forced that law upon our nation. I hate it. Oh, I hate to see the separations of parents and children. Yet, his policy led to the separation of over 5,500 children from their parents. Biden has managed to reunite all but probably around 950. I think it might be down to 730, something like that now. But most of these kids were from all the places he don't like. You know, the shithole countries, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras. These families were asylum seekers. They came to the U.S. border legally as asylum seekers. This zero-tolerance bullshit was in effect since before July 2017, when the mango moose knuckle had just began his reign of terror at the southern border. Because in April 6, 2018, U.S. AG Jeff Sessions, Pam Bondi should go and have a chat with him, you know, the little Keebler elf there, announced a new zero-tolerance policy to ramp up criminal prosecutions of those entering the U.S. illegally, which included asylum seekers. There had already been more than 3,000 children at that time separated, even before Trump signed the executive order on June 20th, halting family separation. But in that executive order was the fine print, and the fine print read the zero-tolerance policy would continue. This is the weirdo that thinks nothing better. As long as he's got the big numbers, he's the big cheese. He didn't care about the considerable abuses that were occurring day by day while these people were in custody while he was president, and that 100% of the people who present outside of points of entry for asylum were detained and arrested. 100% of those coming for asylum. Well, guess what? We are now 2025, and it's going to get a whole lot worse. Just saying. So the next person we're going to talk about is the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent. Dry as feckin' toast. Dry as dust. Bernie Sanders asked him, your party says you want to help the American people. That's what the campaign promises was, right? Will you work with us to raise the federal minimum wage from $7.25 an hour? It hasn't been raised since Obama raised it in 2009. So, will you work with us to raise the federal minimum wage? Assface says, I believe minimum wage is statewide and regional issues, not mine. So you don't think, Bernie says, we should change the federal minimum wage of $7.25. No, sir, he said. Says the rich son of a bitch that's sitting there that can buy and sell just about every single one of us that's listening to this video. He doesn't think you're worth more than $7.25 an hour. They all think like that. They all got full health care. They got private hospitals they can go to. You're lucky to be that Joe Biden got $35 caps on insulin because Trump thought that should be his idea and he wants to take it away. Just saying. So maybe he should try and live off of a paycheck of $7.25 an hour and see where he's going to rent a place and where he's going to feed his kids. I think he should be made. You want to run the people, you better live like the people. So I think he should get an apartment with his kids and his wife, and they should be made to live like everybody else has to live in the United States of America. You know, as little peons. That's what he should do. And see how long he lasts. When you got to make up your mind, are you going to get bread for your kids' lunches? Are you going to be able to buy cooked ham this week for their lunch? Or is it back to peanut butter, jelly, or bologna? Yeah. He's never had to make that choice in his life. I'm just saying. So he would change his mind really fast then. He says if we don't fix the tax rate, like boost it, if we don't fix the tax rate for him and his billionaire buddies, the country will face an economic calamity. You know what? You're so right, because you and your rich buddies will stay rich and get richer. And the rest are going to be left begging for your scraps, because the food corporations are all in your guys' pockets, and you're going to keep their dividends high and their shareholders happy because you're not going to bring down their tax rate. Joe Biden wanted to get it down to 15%. But no. Or Trump wants to get it at 15%. Joe Biden wanted to put it up to 28%. But no, it's not like they would go broke. Certainly wasn't, because then they can claim shit on their income tax, for Christ's sake. So they're fine with all their buddies in the food corporations, Kroger's and Albertsons, all those. They're fine with those guys making millions and millions of dollars a year in profits. And they don't mind those prices getting boosted up, because like Trump said, once they get up there, it's too hard to bring them down, because now they're making all this more profit. They're not going to bring that down and make less profit. I mean, are we crazy? Why would they do that? No heart, no conscience, no morals. Then he was asked, can you think of any of Trump's policies that will increase prices for families? And would you advise him against it? I can't answer that. It's a hypothetical question. The script. He said the president was responsible for price increases over the past 4 years. So it's all Biden's fault, right? All the price increases are Biden's fault. So one of the senators said, so when the prices go up under Trump, he would be responsible. Oh, I think if that happened, there would just be a variety of different reasons for that to happen. But Biden was the one that dug the country out of the COVID fucking nightmare that Trump did, because he was too lazy to get off his ass and actually help the people and start vaccinating people, making sure they wore masks. Even if they wore them for 10 days in a 30-day period, wear them for 10 days. You know how many people would still be alive? Because between Canada and the U.S., we may only be 10%, but 600,000 people in the United States might still be alive today if it wasn't for him. I'm just saying, because they all believed his bullshit, and then they were just like, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not going to stay 6 feet away from people. I'm going to have biker rallies, and I'm going to hold big rallies where my friends end up dying from COVID. Or I'm going to have big things on the White House lawn. So 47 people can go to the hospital with COVID. So prices are increasing now already, because the Mango Moose Knuckle is coming into power and already said he is going to tariff 100% of the products coming into the United States of America from all the countries around the world. So the whole fucking globe is going to be in a big economic disaster because of him. That would include probably Putin and Xi. They're not going to be too happy either. Okay, so that's it then, is it? How in the hell can all these different people basically answer the same question when they're all applying for completely different jobs in different sectors in the government? I don't know. How can we ask that question? I don't know. I can't answer. It's a hypothetical. Anyway, 99 loves you. Be good, be safe. Please take care of you first so you can take care of somebody else. I love you. Have a good weekend. Cheers, dears. Be safe out there. Love you.